welcome to another Barrel Roll Playcast with me, Nick, building more stuff in Planet Coaster. And I know what you're thinking if you watched the last one. That one looks exactly the same as the other building backwards. It's gonna happen a lot, guys. I kind of took the same base and used it all over the park. So I have different shaped buildings that are gonna end up all over the place, but the cool fun factor is they're all gonna end up looking different. So you're not going to have the same building all over the park, you're just going to have almost the same base and it's going to look completely different. Same thing goes as last time. What I'm going to end up doing is, this is a pre-recorded video up here. I'm going to press play. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I've got it playing at double speed. Hopefully that helps a little bit in the process of things, because again, I can kind of talk about what I'm doing, I can kind of talk about my ideas and my process while I was doing it. The problem is I'm not doing it currently, so I don't know all the buttons I'm pressing, I don't know all the problems I'm having, I don't know any of those things. So, what I am doing is going to talk about the building I'm building. This goes opposite the building I built last time, which was just a Memento gift shop. It is on the left-hand side of my, my park, my main street. And this is going to go on the right-hand side, so it's going to go exactly opposite on the other side of the street. One's a gift shop. I wanted food as soon as you came in, so that's what this is going to be, is food. So here we go. I'm gonna hop in here. We're gonna press play, and this is playing at double speed. So hopefully it's not super jumpy, and there we go. All right, cool. So first thing I did was I took out the half wall and I put in just a full wall. There's the building's building. I wanted to make sure that this is where the video was actually supposed to start, was look, the building's building. Let's go through the door and see what we're building today. It's this building. Look at it being all plain and, you know, whatever. So the plan for this one was, all along I had something on one side, I had, gift shop on one side, I wanted food on the other. You needed a place to eat as soon as you came in. I also wanted to make sure that it didn't look quite the same as the other building. I didn't just want a carbon copy of the other building, I wanted something that had its own look and its own feel to it, so what I aimed for was an old-fashioned soda shop. So here is me looking for a proper kind of thing to build with. You know, what kind of stucco. No, I did stucco before. You know, what would fit here? So again, I went to the internet and I looked up, you know, old-fashioned soda shops, and what I really fell in love with was this whole like big open window concept of a building. So again, I needed some shorter walls to begin with, so I laid them down as the foundation of the building. As you can see, here they go. I really like the green look of them. I think I might change it to a different color green later on as I bump the table. It's one of those things where, you know, this one came together pretty quickly. All in all, like, it was still an hour's worth of building on top of putting it back into the park where it belongs. If you can see in the background, it attaches to those buildings back there. But I wanted these big open windows. These are the same kind of window I used on the other side. These ones just don't have the display thing behind them, because what I wanted you to do was be able to see into the actual soda shop. Obviously my windows, the green color was just a little too green, I think, so I think I go around and I change a lot of stuff. Oh, these go to white. This changes to white. I wanted green and white as the aesthetic. It's one of those things, I do like green and white. It's always, I mean, my name everywhere is Yoshi egg kind of colors. I did darken the greens because I'm not a complete crazy person. You know, you do want things aesthetically appealing in some way, shape, or form, so, and again, this part, the back of the building, so the back part and the side, you're not going to see. They're either behind the scenes or they're attached to another building, so you're not actually going to ever see that wall. So there's no point in decorating it, there's no point in making it super duper pretty, there's no point in making it anything more than it has to be. This is one of those ones where I didn't want to come into the building and need to put flooring. So the flooring is going to just be this wood. The wood floor from the haunted house, which is, I love this stuff. I think this kind of stuff is, you know, a godsend to have in the game, and then you can just lay it right over top of the ground so it doesn't look like, you know, people's feet sink into the floor. But yeah, definitely just, copying, moving this, making sure that it's covering the floor space. My big idea for this one was I wanted to set up like counter seating at the windows, and that never came to fruition. Um, I did end up putting it, you won't see it in this video because I can't do it until there's path, and I couldn't put path in until I moved it back to the actual part of the park where it belongs. But there are picnic benches that I end up putting inside this building that fit the theme and the kind of color of the restaurant. And again, awnings, very important, especially in an old school building. I don't know why I was in my brain that was old school building, like a school building, not an old school building. So finding the right awning was kind of a challenge. I didn't just want to copy the awnings on the other side of the street. It didn't quite fit. I wanted something more along the lines of those. So I found these, and they ended up doing, I think, what I wanted them to do. And I don't think they're the same awning. I'm pretty sure. As I say, like, I didn't want them to be the same, and I made them the same. But no, these came with a corner. These are lovely. I like this. I like the feel. I know I can change the color of them to suit the rest of the building. And again, I didn't want this to be, it is a chief beef, obviously. And when we get inside and do the whole thing, it becomes a chief beef completely. What I didn't want was it to just to be a chief beef and be done with it. I wanted this to be an old school, like if chief beef had existed back in like the 30s or something like that, or 40, I don't know, 40s, 50s, somewhere along the lines. I wanted this to be an old-fashioned soda shop. So what would it look like if it were an old-fashioned soda shop? Again, not something I exactly wanted to do, but playing around with the sizing of things. You have to do some weird overlaps that they have to be done because that's the limitations of Planet Coaster. It's by no means the limitations of me. And again, at the background there, it doesn't really matter because anything behind this building is behind the scenes. It's back there. You're not going to see it. No one's going to go behind that building unless they're getting kicked out by security. So, to heck with it. I think this is the hardest part I had, was trying to get that to, like, to fit without, clipping too much. Again, just making sure everything stayed at the exact same height, so making copies, moving it over. And then this attaches to another building along this wall that you're seeing here, so I was going to put the corner piece, and then I went, wait a second, after I got it to fit, of course. I went, wait a tick. It's not going to attach, I just need to move one of these over a smidge. So I did. And then it was a matter of selecting all of them and changing their color to fit the color scheme of the actual building itself. That changed the metal, so I went back and changed the green to something a little bit brighter. I didn't want a tall building. I want the building behind this one to have some height to kind of put something on, instead of just making the first two buildings you see be really high. I wanted, again, to create some movement in your eyes and that kind of stuff. So this one is just about a meter higher than the actual stores that I'm putting in there. So a chief beef and ice cream, an ice cream place. And maybe not like the gelato ice cream place, but the Mushu milkshake place. So it's burgers, milkshakes, you're good to go. I thought about putting a full-on restaurant. I'm not going to do that at this part of my main street. I'm going to do it further back, where I can maybe hide the building a little bit more. But either way, that is the essentially this is the building almost. After this, it comes down to building some other odds and sods to get the building complete. All of the nice little doodads and props and stuff that make it look like an actual building. Here I am looking for seating that I could put along the window or anything like that. The benches, all of that sort of stuff. So look, I settled on those round tables that I was just on top of those ones. That is eventually what I'm going to put into the park, or into the building, once it's actually got pathing. And here I am sitting here going, how do I get this on the ground again? And then I went, oh yeah, dum, smooth move, Nick. You have to build it up. So again, giving the building a little bit more height. This does put it to I think two meters above. And again, that was just to make the awning not look like it was just there. I wanted to create a little bit more of a rise to the building. And then somewhere to put the roof, and that was another big piece. Simple concrete roof, nothing overly complex. I didn't want to, crush the building with me sitting there going like, oh, it's got to have this, and it's got to have that, and it's got to have this. I do have to fix that front one now that I'm looking at the replay. If you can see right here, there's a section of the flooring that's coming, or the roof that's coming out of the side of the thing. Again, I didn't want to go overly complicated with a ton of stuff. I kind of wanted one other chimney, and it wasn't quite working. My next idea was I had just a memento on the other side. I was going to put the Chief Beef sign on this side. I was going to try and put some of these in the window. It just wasn't quite working the way I wanted it to. So I put a giant ice cream cone on the inside. The weird kind of decor you might see if you walked into an old school burger joint. They would try and do stuff to attract you into the restaurant. And again, this is more of a quick service meal type place where you'd walk in, get your stuff, get out. Maybe have a little sit down, but nothing encouraging you to sit there. This cosmic cow thing I put just behind the window, so it's more like a hanging sign. And again, because you can't really see it, it looks more like a hanging sign than anything else. Again, to make sure we have more of a Chief Beef feel to things. I was looking to put a Chief Beef sign somewhere. Chief Beef. And this guy, I was like, oh, it's perfect, because that is a very old school kind of thing to put outside. So, he's going to stand there saluting. Again, coming down to signage, this is definitely more of, I wanted this to be a burger shop, so as we choose between both Chief Beef signs, Chief Beef, Cosmic Cows in the window, so you know that it's a Chief Beef with Cosmic Cow accoutrements, as it were. I did look at adding more, and I'm not sure if I do. I don't think I might. Oh, I do, on the side there. So there you go. From one side, it is a Cosmic Cow. From the other side, it is a Chief Beef with Cosmic Cow in the window. And again, I started looking up signs for the roof, and they were all very small signs. They did not make these signs very big, and then I'm like, oh man, put the giant mascot on top, and I'm like, no, I already got them down there. So that doesn't quite work. I looked at the milkshake ones to see if I could make some kind of like old school, shop like that, and it's like, that doesn't quite work either. So then I checked to make sure I wasn't going insane. That's what that was. And then I found this as I was looking up burger, the giant burger you can make. And I went, how awesome would that be on top of a roof? So that's what I did. I'm putting it on top of a roof. I'm angling it so that you can kind of see the entire burger. It's not just a flat burger sitting on a roof. Let's create some dynamic look to things. Make sure all the toppings are kind of showing. And it's one of those things where you're like, all right, let's make sure everything shows. Do I want to, did I want to offset the bun somehow to have things showing properly? And then it was just a matter of, pipes or chimneys or something like that I could put into the actual burger, because I didn't just want to leave the burger like that. You obviously want to put in some kind of support system. So this is where I always have my issue with Planet Coaster, is trying to find pieces. I really got to go through and start labeling things that I like more than other things, useful things, adding those, because I know that's part of one of the updates was you can add your own tags to stuff. So just starting to add useful or Main Street, so I can find all my Main Street pieces really quickly. Legitimately, pipe, yeah. And again, decorating it just so that it doesn't just look like, pipe. Yeah, I did want it clean. I did want a nice look to it. There we go. And the funniest part is I believe somewhere along the lines here, I exit that and forget about it because guess what? When I went to put it in the park, the pipe was gone. I can see where I just did it. I screwed up big time. So, and that's okay. We can screw up because I fix it later. I find the little things, the boo boos that I make. Here's what I get. Looking at it at night, going like, all right, that's the burger. Shine a light on the burger. Make sure people can see it. It also hits the chief beef part, so I don't have to get the lit sign for that. And then I look back in here and go, what can I add? What can I add? What can I add? One, I can add some rooftop to these things because there's just that weird gap up top that we just finished looking at. I don't know why I was having such issues here. There we go. So close that in. So it looks like the kitchen is closed in sort of thing. The quick service stuff's closed in. And for all we know, it could be behind and back of the building because, again, you don't see the building. Some more awning stuff. So you know which restaurant you're actually going to. Yeah. So that's pretty much the building itself. And then I make sure that that's centered. Chief beef. Yeah, I think that's pretty much... Oh, I put something in between them. And I forgot what it is now. I think I was looking to put something in between and nothing was really coming up that I wanted to. I was just checking out stuff. It's like, oh, this is a big wall. It's big and empty. What am I going to do with it? Like, what am I going to do with this wall? It's big, it's plain, it's empty. I should do something. I should put something on the wall. And I think I finally decided to... legitimately, I'm like, oh, I'll just put a trash can in between the two of them, but I couldn't do that again until there was pathing. Then I decided to add lights to the ceiling, because at nighttime you need lights, and these things, I tried to find the most fluorescent looking lights I possibly could, so I ended up on these ones, and tried to make them, I really did want this to look like an old-ish type diner. I didn't want this to look like, you know, welcome to this awesome theme park. We hope you enjoy your stay here, and everything's immaculate. This is you have taken a trip to a very different place with a mix of different aesthetics and themes for at least our main street. Our main street is kind of like different time zones from different places, and this is, you know, Nick's memories of places and places he's probably been to that he's enjoyed in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, that old soda shop that you liked a lot, or you went on a vacation and had a weird dinner in a weird restaurant. That's what my main street's going to be, is an odd assortment of buildings that you liked visiting at some point in your life, even if they were on different parts of the world. So, you know, the next thing I do plan on doing is like a bakery shop or something like that. And it is. I'm going to use the gingerbread theme stuff. I really do want it to have that look and that feel. And this one is. It's that diner that you kind of go into in the middle of the night even and go like, oh, it's kind of oofta, as my employees start quitting on me. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Uh-oh. Nope. That is the building. Oh, no. I gave away part of the park. That's the building. There is my Chief Beef Cosmic Cow Cafe. And if you give me a second, I'm going to hit my nice button to make my screen go blank. And I will try and find it so I can, when I'm putting some of the stuff in. So give me 2 seconds here, everybody. I'll still remain talking to you, but I am going to search my video for me putting in a bit of the pathing and that kind of stuff, where you can see a bit more of the thought process to tables and that kind of stuff. Here, we'll call that good. As you can see here, I have my oh, now my mouse doesn't appear on there it is. So over here you can see the tables in there now. I've managed to fit 3 of them in. My little guy's there. The path comes here, and in front of this building right there is going to be another flower bed. So I've got the flower beds going across the way. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my burger shop, as it were. My Chief Beef Cosmic Cow shop. There we go. Oh no, I did it again. If you're really into this park and you freeze frame those things, you can see them. Check me out on Discord. Check us out on Discord, barrelrollnews.com. Link to our Discord is there. Link to the Discord will also be in the comments in the description below. You can find us on Streamlabs and donate to us if you just want to throw us a couple bucks. You can find us also on Patreon. There's a bunch of ways you can support us in different ways, shapes, and forms. We'll do all sorts of stupid stuff for you too if you actually do want to become a patron. Along with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be doing more of these, but I'll be doing them either live or while I make the building, I'll actually be filming my face while I do it. So it won't be as much of a like, this is what I think I'm doing, and I was doing this at the same time as that thing. It'll legitimately be me talking about what I'm building, talking about why I'm building it that way, and all that kind of stuff, and just generally chatting with people if I'm live, obviously, and doing that kind of stuff. Or if I have someone else over, you know, we can do some kind of thing, you know, not obviously within the circle because the circle fits my face. But yeah, just something like that. If you want more info on the stuff we do, like our Barrel Roll Newscast post-credit show or upcoming pastcast, you can check everything out at barrelrollnews.com. It's down in the corner there. So you can check it out just like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the rest of what's coming in my park. Once I'm done the other, I think it's 8 buildings down my main street, we will do a kind of walkthrough of Main Street to see how all the buildings fit together and that kind of stuff. So, I do hope you enjoy. Check us out. Don't forget to subscribe, leave comments, do whatever you would like to do to help us out. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.